and welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm back with another daily news show, and we are here, of course, fueled by Co-op for the summer. And you know what's been fueling me over the last couple of days, right? The dirty fries from Co-op. Everyone knows I used to run a chain of Mexican restaurants in Liverpool. Well, maybe you didn't, but I did. And you know, Tex-Mex dirty fries right up my street. And of course, the own brand ale's really good if you fancy watching the footy and all that. But you're here for Danny Ward news, aren't you? So Liverpool agree fee with Liverpool for Danny Ward and with the SkySports.com transfer centre for this one. They're the only news outlet that I can see that are saying the fee has actually been agreed, which is why I went with that one first and foremost. Leicester have agreed a £10 million fee with Liverpool for goalkeeper Danny Ward. The Foxes are looking to provide competition for Kasper Schmeichel. Sky Sports News understands he is not being brought in to replace Schmeichel. We'll see about that one, Sky Sports. We will see. Because I've got a feeling he might be going elsewhere. I'm going to go to the Echo now as well. Liverpool goalkeeper Danny Ward talks with Leicester as LFC Transfer nears completion. So there you go. The shuffle is intensifying around Liverpool. LFC on the verge of completing a world record move to Liverpool. Karius could stay as the number 2 now. I imagine Mignolet is going to be the one that goes out as well on probably a permanent deal. Danny Ward looks like he might be going to someone like Leicester. He's in talks over a permanent move, according to the Echo. And the guy who broke the story was Neil Jones, formerly of the Echo, and now the Liverpool correspondent for goals. I'm going to go to his article. The Red Stopper could leave Anfield on a permanent deal as Jurgen Klopp breaks the transfer record to sign Alisson. Looking at 12 million quid for Danny Ward. Liverpool themselves are looking to finalise the Alisson Becker deal, blah, 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 blah. Ward has been set to get a chance to impress Jurgen Klopp this summer after a season spent as third choice behind Karius and Mignolet. Anfield sources had even indicated as recently as last week that the 25-year-old could start the campaign as number 1, which is looking less likely, I suppose, as the Alisson Becker deal draws to conclusion. However, because the Reds have made significant moves since then, landing their top target in Alisson, Karius and Mignolet still on the books, Klopp is willing to allow Ward to leave and get the first team football he deserves. Ooh, interesting. We all know about Alisson and the medical. I'm going to do a little bit on that because Monchi's actually come out and said something. So I'm on ESPN now. This is Ben Gladwell, the Italy correspondent. Roma Sporting director Monchi has said the club allowed goalkeeper Alisson to speak to Liverpool after receiving a significant offer with the player undergoing a medical on Merseyside. So Roma are actually now saying that it's all going through. Players there undergoing a medical. If he passes that, the deal could go through. It's hard when you're a sporting director. We received a significant offer for Alisson and we evaluated it. In the end, we took a decision, and speaking with Liverpool, we've reached an agreement. It's not that we lack ambition. We've only sold 2 players and we've signed 10. And we're going to continue to look for players to make us an even bigger club. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And then final little piece of news before I get into some of the comments and stuff. Charlie Adam has been speaking out about Liverpool's new signing, Xherdan Shaqiri and stuff, and he was asked about like whether players pulled their weight essentially, and this is what he's got to say. Was Shaqiri one of them? Oh, definitely. Who didn't pull his weight? I apologise. It's very easy to get words mixed up, isn't it? Especially when you're the POTUS. It's fine for me. I'm just a fan channel. Do you know what I mean? I can backtrack straight away. I don't need to get like a team of people telling me to back. Anyway, you know what I mean. When the chips are down, you look at big players. You want your big players to bring magic in one moment in the season. At times, you felt like the so-called big players in the squad never turned up and never performed. Yeah, everybody else could help, but all the plaudits the so-called bigger players were getting from certain members of the management staff last season when they weren't producing. Palace chairman Simon Jordan, for some reason, has weighed in on this, on the criticism of Shaqiri, and saying it was a curious signing by Liverpool. There's no doubt that quality-wise, Shaqiri has quality. Correct. I thought he was a slob last year for Stoke, and Charlie Adam couldn't and possibly didn't want to say it to that extent. Shots fired, like. Can I just say it, just to back up Xherdan Shaqiri, because he's one of us, but also, it was a point that I mentioned on a podcast I've just done with an ESPN journalist, Glenn Price, who covers Liverpool for them. Done a show on Alisson Fekir. We talked a little bit about Shaqiri. We talked about what it's like to be a journalist in the Liverpool scene as well now, particularly with Lots of these deals being breaking from sort of France and Guinea and Italy and all that type of stuff. So I spoke to him about it, and there's a point that I made to Glenn at the time, is that everybody kind of forgets that Andreas Kornmeier, our coach, fitness coach, worked for Bayern Munich when Shaqiri was there. So, I mean, Jurgen Klopp is absolutely 100% going to Andreas Kornmeier and going, what's he like? Does he work hard? And all that type of stuff. Is he going to pull his weight for the team and stuff like that? So I have gotten, you know, it was a difficult situation last year with Stoke, I'm sure it was. I'm sure players didn't pull the weight, but I'm sure that Liverpool have done the homework on Shaqiri, so nothing to worry about there. I'm going to get into the comments now. So, Si, if you could give us one to get us started, probably on the Danny Ward stuff, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
mate.
so Will Jebson says, disappointed about Danny Ward. Always thought he was a talented keeper that wasn't given enough opportunities. Good luck to the future. Cameron Bell says, I wanted Ward to be given a chance to push for the number 2 spot. What a waste of a year of his career. He could have stayed out on loan at Huddersfield last season and progressed. You
know what, I agree with everything. The one small error, I don't think he could have stayed out at Huddersfield because of the amount of transfers, loans you're allowed in the Premier League. I think that was the reason that they didn't end up taking him back. They loaned somebody else from another Premier League club. But your point is absolutely 100% spot on. It was a little bit of a waste of a year for him. I think he probably thought he could fight for that number 1 jersey, and unfortunately for him, he's ended up sitting behind both Simon Mignolet and Loris Karius. I think everyone's a little bit disappointed that Danny Ward didn't get his opportunity at Liverpool. You know, I would have been okay with him going into the season as number 1 because I wanted to find out what type of a keeper we've got. But equally, flip side, when Liverpool go out and break a transfer record, or look like they're going to break a transfer record for a goalkeeper, and you know that this guy is quality, you'd rather have the guy that you know is quality. So I do feel sorry for Danny Ward. He's been a consummate professional over his Liverpool career. We know he's a good goalkeeper. We've seen that at Aberdeen. We've seen that at Huddersfield. But equally, is he as good as Alisson? Will he ever be as good as Alisson? I think they're both the same age. If he was as good as Alisson, he'd be in the team right now and he'd be playing first team football. So I agree with everything you've said, and I am a little bit disappointed. Okay, you've got another one for us?
Tom, there's a load of letters and numbers in his name. Tom Sutton, LFC. Do you reckon we need another keeper if Ward and Mignolet go?
It looks, for all the world, like Loris Karius is going to be our number 2 goalkeeper, isn't it? And I wonder if that's to do with his value bottoming out after the Champions League final. I wonder whether teams, and again, I won't cover it too much. Glenn makes some absolutely brilliant points on the Loris Karius stuff, but I wouldn't want to tread over the podcast we've just recorded, which will be out later today. Everybody saw that Champions League final. Every team in the world, every manager in the world, you know, every coach in the world watched that Champions League final. Are you willing to put your reputation on the line on Loris Karius? He said it better than that, but I'll leave that with you. So it probably does look like we're going to have to keep Karius. Mignolet will probably go somewhere, and Danny Ward looks like he's off to Leicester at the moment, and that's going to spark its own merry-go-round, isn't it, I suppose? And rumours of Chelsea wanting Schmeichel if Courtois goes to Madrid, and rumours of Schmeichel going abroad to Roma, and it's madness. Like, as long as Karius ends up at Everton, and we end up with a boss number 2, I'm signed with that, and Pickford goes somewhere else. That would be fantastic, but it's not going to happen. Hey, it is what it is.
Joseph Mack says Ward is a good sale for 10 million when we only paid 100k.
Wow,
it's a good point, isn't it? It shows that the academy. Ideally, we'd want the players coming out of the academy into the first team, but if you're making that sort of profit for them, then the academy's doing its job as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I think you need to be able to start making a profit on these lads. For too long, for too many years, we've been buying in players to bolster the ranks of the youth teams and stuff, and not getting a good return on them. Whereas we've seen over the last couple of years, I think it was Brad Jones goes for 6 million and Ibe goes for 15 million to Bournemouth, and now you've seen likes of Ward maybe going out for 10 or 12 million, something like that, and it's definitely feels like we're turning the corner. I mean, Chelsea have been the best at this for years, haven't they? They've bought lads in, they've never played them, and they've sold them for huge amounts of money. Liverpool need to get on to doing that as well. Like Rishav Josh, he says, is the Alisson medical completed? Not as far as I'm aware. Mickey V says, why aren't you at Melwood? We don't have the studio there. Sander Sandvik said, we sell Jordan for 15 and buy Shaqiri for 13. 2 million profit for a massive upgrade. Sound business. Yeah, not thought of it like that. Completely agree. Wrigley Mick, no more share in Champions League and Premier League. I think Alisson will play both. What do you think, Chris? Yeah, I think he's got to. It would be interesting to see if you could, if you're thinking short term, you need Loris Karius in the club because you can't get rid of him But then you start to think a little bit about medium, long term. I wonder if we would give Loris Karius the League Cup just to see if he can increase his value a little bit. Maybe. See if he goes there and then somebody maybe comes in at the end of the year for him. Is that something that Liverpool could do? Do we have a lot of faith in Grabara? I think Liverpool do. You know, the young Polish lad on the books at the moment, got 45 minutes against Bury at the weekend. I think Liverpool have got a lot of faith in him. It's probably too soon for him to be the number 2. But you could almost see a route into that number 2 spot for him, couldn't you? Especially if Karius is, like I've just got to mention there, is used for a year to maybe get his value up. Okay, next one.
We had a couple of funny ones before about the Charlie Adam stuff. So Will Jebson says, I don't think anyone is concerned about what Charlie Adam thinks. And Johnny Walker said, calling Shaqiri a lazy slob is great motivation for him at Liverpool this season. Thanks.
Good point. Absolutely great point. He'll thrive off that, I'm sure. Can't see any more signings, Chris, can you, after Alisson? I don't know. I don't think, again, I keep plugging this Glenn Price show, apologies. I asked him, and he's a journalist that covers Liverpool. I'm just a lad in the room that talks to a camera about it, you know what I mean? And even he didn't really know what to believe on whether we'd shut up shop after the Alisson stuff, like. And he's got much better reasons for that than I have. So if he doesn't know, then I certainly can't know. I'd hazard a guess with the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain stuff that we've either got a lot of faith in Adam Lallana, or Shaqiri might be used in a different role to perhaps we've seen him used before. You never know. If you go 4-2-3-1, does Firmino actually drop back? Does Salah end up up front? And does Shaqiri get used? There's so many different ways around it, and I'm a little bit confused as to what we're going to do. I think probably we'll see on the American side of the tour, when the first team players, when they all get back, what the plan is. And we'll definitely probably see it in in Dublin when we play Napoli, and then maybe against whoever we play at Anfield. Who is it we play at Anfield? Torino, is it? Torino we play at Anfield, yeah. So we'll only know really what Klopp's thinking maybe just a week before the season starts, something like that.
We've got one here from Faken Khan, who says Jordan Ibe, Brad Smith, Danny Ward, Kevin Stewart equals 40.5 million plus Robertson, Michael fucking Edwards.
Yeah, he's killing it at the moment, isn't he? It's his world and we're all just living in. And on that note, I will bid you farewell. Thank you for joining us once again. Thank you to everybody who's commented on the video. Thank you. If you have liked the video, thanks. If you're about to like the video, thanks. Please do like the video. Thanks. See you next time. Ta-ra.